You're gonna have to bear with me as I try to frame this because everything I own broke. My brother came in while I'm struggling to frame this and told me maybe you should dim the light a little bit. I'm like, sir, the light isn't the problem at this point. So since the year is ending, technically it's ended, you know, it's already December, which is freaking insane. I wanted to share some really short stories for you to end the year with and maybe even match your reading goal if you haven't done that already. This year hasn't been the best reading wise for me, I'm not gonna lie. I expected more from myself. It's my fault. It's my fault. I've succumbed into the ARC stuff and I don't know, I got overwhelmed and I didn't want to say no to people because I don't know, I just didn't want to, and then I read so many stuff that were horrible and then they would put me into a reading slump and then I just don't want to read anymore and it took forever to get out of the fucking reading slump. The 4:15 Express by Emilia Edwards. It follows a lady called something Bryce. Basically, we meet a dude in a train, alright, and then we follow her story as she gets to her destination and we figure out that, okay, someone told me on TikTok, which by the way, if you're not following me on TikTok, this is my TikTok, I'd love to have you there. Like when I shared this book on there, because yes, TikTok got the short reading list before you did, but when I did, someone told me that this is arguably a spoiler, but I don't think it is. Like it is in the summary of the book, right? Not that the summaries of books aren't necessarily, like aren't sometimes spoilery. I'm just gonna tell you, okay? I'm just gonna tell you. So we meet someone, right? And then we go to our destination, blah, 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 blah. And then we figure out that the person that we met on the 4:15 Express is dead and has been dead. Like, bitch is like, he is, what's the word? يتحلل. What is it in English? Dissolving, he's dissolving. Decaying. Bitch is decaying. Anyway, this little short story is 48. And also one of the best things about this little short story is that you can find it here on YouTube, read amazingly. The Yellow Wallpaper. Let me get mine. Okay. The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. Wow. The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. This is a very famous short novel, and rightfully so. This version is only 20 pages. This isn't just the way The Yellow Wallpaper is. The Yellow Wallpaper and another story. Anyway, because The Yellow Wallpaper is so short, like they can't just give you 20 pages of a classic book. Anyway, like I get asked a lot about a classic that I would recommend or easy classics, stuff like that. This is definitely one of them. Let alone the fact that it is only 20 pages, but the content is absolutely amazing. In The Yellow Wallpaper, basically we follow a lady who gives birth and then her husband locks her in a nursery upstairs, right? Where it's covered with yellow wallpaper and she kind of slowly starts mentally decaying. Now I remember the fucking word. Mentally decaying and dissolving, and believes that there's a woman in the yellow wallpaper that is coming out to do something. I didn't expect the ending. When I read it for the first time, I did not expect the ending to go that route. I loved it. This is a showcase of misogyny. And I love every part of it. This is one of my favorite classics and definitely one of my favorite short stories. And if you have not read it, please give it a chance. So to my Algerian babies who came here from TikTok, hello. You can find this at Shakespeare's bookstore, which is where I got it from. Or you can literally find an audiobook on YouTube. If you don't want to buy the book, you can find a PDF version that is everywhere, because this is basically not public domain. The Room in the Tower is 26 pages. We follow a narrator, right, obviously, and we know that this person has been struggling with night terrors, with immense nightmares, right, and they have been so vivid and so abhorrent that it warped his psyche a little bit, right? He moves somewhere and he rents a place, right? And we meet other characters, specifically like two characters and one wife. We meet a husband and a wife, right? And his dream or nightmare that he's been having for a while now becomes a reality, and it is tethered to the place where he moves and to the people there. I loved this one so much. And again, you can find it right here on YouTube, read amazingly. That podcast, that is like one of the only podcasts that I can stomach, you know, and it's called like the Ghost Story podcast, something like that, and you can find it here on YouTube, and I love it so much. A Short Stay in Hell. A Short Stay in Hell has 104 pages, 104 well merit your time pages. We're following Soren Johnson, yeah, who is a devout Mormon who dies and finds himself in a purgatory that he did not expect, did not know about, never heard of. Something very, very unfamiliar. Now, I read this after reading The Library of Babel by Voorhees, and I did not know what I was expecting. Like, I was scared that it's just gonna be a mockery, really, of Voorhees' work, but it was so worth it. It's the best Gen Z homage. It's not written by Gen Z, but that's how it felt to me. I don't know if that's a fair description or not, but that's how it felt to me. It is cynical, it's sardonic, it's subversive, it's funny, and it's deep at the same time. So in this purgatory, he basically finds himself in, you guessed it, in an endless library, of course inspired by the Library of Babel. And the only way for you to get out of this purgatory is to find your book, a book that tells your life. However, the catch is every book in this, again, endless library isn't well written. It's literally just a jumble of words, and then you have to read everything and find the words that make sense to you. Like, if you just happen to pick a random book and open it and find the word that makes sense in your life, then maybe that's your book. However, if you are right, then if I remember correctly, you can read the book magically. Honestly, it has everything that I wasn't expecting it to have, and then some. Like, it was just a fun little read. Shirley Jackson. When I say Shirley Jackson, I mean Shirley Jackson, okay? Anything and everything. I have a little book that, again, I've been reading from to you via TikTok reading sessions and I've been loving it, honestly. Shirley Jackson gives us these short little extremely subversive stories that just plague your mind, or that's what they do for me, at least. If you find yourself lost, I don't know what you fuck off. What the heck? If you find yourself lost and you don't know what to read from Shirley Jackson, then by all means try her most famous work and try The Lottery, try We Have Always Lived in the Castle, try The Tooth. They are all so freaking good. Especially if you love that like Southern Gothic, delirious type of vibe, you know? This is gonna be the longest book I'm recommending in this list, but it is well worth it. It is 208 pages. However, it is a graphic novel and a collection of short stories. It has, I think, 5 short stories, and like I said, it is a graphic novel, and look at the graphics. They're so well done. Like, I immediately followed the artist. They did such a beautiful, wonderful, amazing job at, like, I would love this if it had no words. Like, literally, if it was just a picture book telling us a story via the graphics, I would still love this vehemently. Like, it was so fucking cool. It again goes into that Southern Gothic, bloody though, gory, midnight mass-esque feeling and vibe, which I absolutely fucking love. It deals with the occult, it deals with folklore, and everything just is so homogenous. Everything just works together beautifully. And the best thing is, you can pick it up, read one story off of the collection, and then put it back down, and it's gonna be so sweet and so easy. The Broken Wings by Gibran Khalil Gibran. Let me get my copy, because I forget how fucking many pages it is. Okay, got it. The Broken Wings by Gibran Khalil Gibran has 95 pages, at least my version does, but it's around that, you know, it's like right in the 80s, 90s kind of pages. The thing that I love about this is that it's very realistic. It's almost non-fiction, really. It follows something that happened to Gibran Khalil Gibran, which I love. And it tells his story and how he fell in love with Selma Karami, if you're familiar with his story. However, because of the Oriental traditions in the book and, you know, Arab traditions as a whole, Selma has been kind of thwarted into marrying someone else. And it tells his story, how they met, and his feelings towards her and towards the whole situation. It is from his perspective and his perspective only, and it does get a little unreliable from time to time, but I like that. It is like the Oriental white knight, basically. I love the philosophy in it. I love the quotes. I really just love the vibe about it all. That's it. I hope you can find something in here that is useful to you. And if you want more short books, just let me know. Just let me know. I'll read more. I'll give you more. We'll read more together. If you've read any of these books, let me know what you think about them. And if you're planning to read any, let me know what you think about them when you finally read them. Other than that, though, I love you, and I'll see you next video.